welcome to One for Our Planet, an initiative of Pernod Ricard India. I'm Anand Narasimhan, and today I'm joined by a very, very special guest who doesn't need any introduction, the one and only Katrina Kaif.
It's great to be back in the studio with you. I think this entire program, One for Our Planet, has actually just been a really, really interesting experience for me to learn so much, so many things I've learned, and such wonderful guests we've had on the show. And I think I'm really looking forward to what we're going to cover today.
I tell you a secret, they're all thrilled to meet you, Katrina, because they believe that you've got one champion on their side, an icon who's got huge amount of following, and you can also change opinion, change behavior, and of course build more consciousness towards our cause, One for Our Planet. So good to have you as the campaign ambassador. Also joining us from the thought leaders driving this initiative, we have with us Yashika Singh, Executive VP Sustainability and Responsibility, CSR at Pernod Ricard India. Welcome to the show, Yashika.
That was said without a breath in between.
I'm really, really happy to be back here again, and yeah, it's good. It's good. This whole journey has been fantastic.
Yes,
yeah, good to be back here.
And it's a good start. One for Our Planet is a good cause, and I think it needs to grow. You're taking some bold decisions as a company, and strong measures towards ESG and sustainability and meeting the UN SDGs. It's not easy to do, but it needs to be done. Well, Katrina, as we already know, One for Our Planet is a path-breaking initiative by Pernod Ricard India to remove permanent mono cartons across its portfolio of brands in the country. And now that climate change is real, it is happening right now. It is the most urgent threat facing all of us collectively. Our first story is of a man who's collected tons of non-biodegradable waste from the Himalayan region. Pradeep Sangwan is on a mission to clean the Himalayas.
Or a friend like me who's already done it, just follow the plastics and you will reach your destination. That line stayed with me. And then again, in 2014, I went for a trek, and I happened to meet a beautiful community called Shepherd. And I happened to spend some time with them. And, I learned a lot of things. They know how to coexist. And that was the kind of education which was missing from the youngsters, trekkers who are coming into the mountains in a huge number. And I realized, people coming from outside, they don't really have any connect with the natural world. Nobody is focusing on the environment or the beautiful natural world around them. People who are coming into the mountains, they bring their lifestyle with them, and they sort of create that pressure on the local community also. I thought of initiating a movement, a campaign called Healing Himalayas, wherein the sole purpose was to travel and trek for a purpose. And that's why Healing Himalayas came into the picture. We have engaged about 7,000 to 8,000 volunteers so far. There are almost 2 to 3 lakhs people who are connected with us through social media. I'm beyond numbers now, but we have collected lakhs of tons of waste so far. And we started from collecting 5 to 6 kg per day, and now we collect about 5 to 6 tons per day of the non-biodegradable waste. After cleaning drives, how to dispose of the waste? That was the first biggest issue that I faced, and the localities or nearby villages or the administration, sort of never had the solution for the same. So we started building these facilities we call material recovery facility. We started from one very small scale facility, but then we have 5 such facilities now. We started building these facilities we call material recovery facility. What we do is we segregate it further. Once we have enough material ready for recycling, we transport it to the nearby recycler, and that's how we can sustain the operations of an MRF for the employees who are working in the MRF. there is waste everywhere. Highest part of the world, Mount Everest, there is waste. Deepest part of the ocean, there is waste. Littering is very easy. Throwing waste from your car is very easy. While traveling, trekking is very easy. But collecting it is very difficult. So make our life easy by adopting these sustainable practices. Very simple lifestyle changes, but reduces a lot of burden from the planet Earth and also the fragile ecosystem of Himalayas.
Phenomenal story of this guy who's so motivated. He's collecting about 5 tons of non-biodegradable waste now. He says he wants to go up to 15 tons, Katrina. That's the motivation of a man whose family itself had not bought into this concept.
I mean, we had a chance to meet him on one of the earlier episodes, and I think these are the individuals that are actually going to be the inspirations for all of us and for the next generation as well. Something so simple, something that came from within inside him, basically an individual who's making such a big change. He's dedicated his life to bringing about this change for others, and you can see that he's making his steps to fix what is broken. And I mean, just hearing his story, I'm inspired. I'm inspired to go and join him and go on a trek and to see what he's doing. And these are the people we need more of right now.
I think one of my major takeaways was that it sort of resonates, given the work that we are doing, is that he also, he spoke about, when we had met him earlier, he also spoke about how it was about getting people together and getting the community involved in it, and making sure that the community had enough incentives to go about doing it and building that up. I think that's my big takeaway on how these things become, how one person, ek chingari, can make such a big difference, which resonates so much for what we're trying to do under One for Our Planet, right? We're also sort of trying to get everybody else, hopefully, to follow FMCG. Everybody else could follow on, and we could see a lot more mono cartons coming off.
So today, right now, we are saluting these great change makers, people like Pradeep Sangwan. Time for a very, very short break. You're watching One for Our Planet, an initiative of Pernod Ricard India. These people are doing such phenomenal work on ground, and we're sitting here in studio thinking, what are we doing? Welcome back to this very special episode of One for Our Planet, an initiative of Pernod Ricard India. Today in the studios, we have internationally acclaimed actor, entrepreneur, youth icon, and of course, face of this campaign, Katrina Kaif, and also Yashika Singh, Executive VP Sustainability and Responsibility CSR at Pernod Ricard India. Now, let's just quickly move to our next change maker, a phenomenal story that we want to bring to you. The story is of a man who has single-handedly planted trees and turned a deserted area into a lush green forest. This is the story of Jadav Payeng, a Padma Shri awardee, also known as the Forest Man of India.
बचपन से पेड़ के ऊपर, जानवर के ऊपर, पंछी के ऊपर मेरा बहुत प्यार है। बचपन में देखा पेड़ पौधा जानवर सब इधर ही था। लेकिन 1965 से 10 किलोमीटर इरोशन के ब्रह्मपुत्र का अंदर चला गया। चलने के बाद इधर सेंट एरिया हुआ। उधर इधर मैं जो 50 बेम्बो का बीज जो लगाया, वो दिन से आज तक यहाँ से 550 हेक्टेयर बड़ा फॉरेस्ट हो गया। मैं अकेला करके दिखा दिया, अभी सब लोग करने पड़ेगा। मेरा नाम जादव पायेंग है। मैं रोज 30 साल से जंगल को सुरक्षा करने के लिए, देखभाल करने के लिए आज तक कर रहा है। 40 साल में ऐसे हुआ, यहाँ का मिट्टी फर्टिलाइज हो गया। यहाँ गांव डूबा आया था, 1000 पीपल। वहाँ का खेत है, फॉरेस्ट रहने के बाद वाइल्ड एनिमल, पंछी सब लोग इधर ही रहता है, सब लोग इकोसिस्टम। लेकिन यहाँ क्या है, जब तक पेड़ बड़ा हुआ पोल्यूशन कम हो गया। आगे तो सेंट एरिया है, अभी जब तक पेड़ पौधा हो गया, बड़ा बड़ा हो गया, पानी यहाँ से सूखा नहीं है। पहले तो बालू है, अभी मिट्टी हो गया। पीपलों लोग यहाँ का आसपास जितने भी है, वो लोग का देख के बहुत अच्छा लगा। 42 साल के बाद से ये फॉरेस्ट से चलता है। इसके लिए गांव वासी को बुलाया, आप लोग को खेत उत करके खाओ, पेड़ कर मत कटो। लेकिन आज गांव का हजारों लोग ये फॉरेस्ट के ऊपर
Phenomenal story of this guy. It takes a lot of guts. You know, it takes so much of effort, Katrina, to just step out and say, all right, I'll plant one tree or one sapling. He's put out an entire forest out there. How much of passion do you need to do something like that?
I think so much dedication, so much passion. I mean, amidst all the destruction, that there's hope that these change makers are the ones who need to be saluted. And I think I definitely salute them for all their efforts. It's really inspiring.
A couple of thoughts in my mind as we were sort of watching that. One, when we took off our permanent monocartons, one of the biggest gains that we saw was how many trees would now not be cut just because we were taking away, which is essentially landing up as waste. So we took away something that was landing up as waste, found a way of delivering that in a manner to our consumers, and also in the process ensured that fewer trees were getting cut. And the other thing, from a change maker perspective, there's passion, there's a lot of sort of sticking to it, but there's also a lot of technique, because it's about planting, but also keeping it going, right? And I think that requires a lot of technical know-how as well. So they are really bringing a lot of stuff together, along with their passion.
Passion, perseverance, patience, and persistence. I think all of these, I know I'm looking at alliterations with peace, but these all virtues are important if you need to be a change maker, because you start out alone.
Yeah.
अकेला निकलता गया, कारवां बनता गया, लोग जुड़ते गए, कारवां बनता गया. That's how it happens. That's the reality. Our next change maker is Sange Langma. He's been working with the community and the Sikkim Forest Department since 2008 to clean the Sangu Lake, which is a very, very popular tourist location. And I have to tell you, Katrina, the results are phenomenal.
मेरा नाम सांगी शेरपा है और मैं छांगू लेक का निवासी हूँ। तो मेरे को भी यही लगता था कि हमें अभी हमको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले, अगर हमको कोई माध्यम मिले तो हम भी छांगू लेक के लिए काम करेंगे, इसको गार्बेज मुक्त बनाएंगे। मैं पोखरी संरक्षण समिति से जुड़ा और यहाँ के पर्यावरण और यहाँ के सैंक्टिटी के लिए, छांगू लेक के लिए, यहाँ के लोगों के लिए हम अभी तक काम करके आ रहे हैं।
We are working here for the protection and conservation of this lake, and it is totally inside the forest land, and it is in the border state of India, and national security is very important. At the same time, tourism is the main livelihood for this particular area. To encourage this tourism, Forest Department had so many initiatives. We have constituted the committee which is working for the cleanliness and conservation and protection of this particular area.
हम लोग पूरा टीम होकर, पीएसएस और फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट टीम होकर हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं, और इसमें ट्राइबल एसोसिएशन है, और हमारा ड्राइवर है, यहाँ का याक वाला है, और यहाँ का पब्लिक पंचायत और पूरा फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट होकर ये हम लोग पूरा का पूरा एकजुट होकर यहाँ कर जो मैला कूड़ादार है वो निकाल के सफाई करते हैं।
Under Pokhari Sanrakshan Samiti, we have constructed a garbage recovery center that will for the collection of the garbage which has been generated in surrounding of this lake. It has been disposed through the panchayats only to the proper landfill areas.
टूरिस्ट लोग जब आते थे तो बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम होता था। टूरिस्ट जब यहाँ हर जगह मैला फेंकता था और पोखरी पे भी गंदा होता था, पर अभी साफ है, अभी नहीं फेंकते हैं। जगह जगह पे डस्टबिन रखा हुआ है।
इन्वायरमेंट प्रोटेक्शन और कंजर्वेशन के लिए आगे हाथ बढ़ाए, क्योंकि एक एक करके बूंद बूंद से सागर होता है। इसी कारण से हम अगर एक दो आदमी जुड़ जाते हैं, वैसे साथ साथ में सभी आदमी जुड़ जाता है, और इसी तरह से हमारे सिक्किम को सुरक्षित रख सकता है। हम सभी मिलके अपने अपने जगह अगर साफ़ करें तो हमारे सिक्किम साफ़ होगा। सिक्किम साफ़ होने के साथ साथ पूरा भारत साफ़ होगा, और पूरा भारत साफ़ होने के साथ साथ पूरा वर्ल्ड ही साफ़ हो जाएगा। ऐसे ही हम अपने गांव को साफ़ रखेंगे, सिक्किम को साफ़ रखेंगे, भारत को साफ़ रखेंगे और दुनिया को भी साफ़ रखेंगे।
Same thing, no? I said मैं अकेला चला था मगर लोग जुड़ते गए, कारवां बनता गया. You start alone, but people get together and join you. It all starts from there. Story of Sangay. We were just saying one person has to start and everybody then joins in.
So yeah, I mean, all it really starts is with this one person taking that step on their own, taking that bold step alone where nobody's around you. And then when the community follows and the community supports, that's when you really start seeing the exciting changes. But I think the reason that individuals like these deserve to be highlighted and deserve our attention is because they are taking that first step alone, on their own. And that's the challenging part.
But you also need policymakers. You also need support. Not just from society, but from the system as well. It's not easy to just go it alone all the time. You can't do it.
Yeah, but that's so true what Katrina said. It requires so much courage to set out. And to your question, yes, I agree. You know, water is a big part of what we look at when we look at our ESG targets, or when we look at our ESG program. Water stewardship is a very big part of the work that we do. Water is at the heart of community. For us, that's how we see it. Water brings the community together. So when we are working with the community, making sure that we are looking at water as a shared community resource is a big part of the way we look at it. And, you know, regulators, government, policymakers, I think they're looking for good ideas, and they're looking for the change makers or the courageous ones to come forward with the right set of ideas. And I have found when the intent is good, and the intent is truthful and right, people do tend to come together.
That's all we have time for in this episode. Join us in Pernod Ricard India again on One for Our Planet for some more fascinating and awe-inspiring stories. And also, let's take a pledge together. Let's become one to save water, to protect forests, to reduce waste, to clean the air. Let's pledge to become one. One for our planet. Thank you for watching.
Let's become one to save water, to protect the forests, to reduce waste, to clean the air. Let's pledge to become one. One for our planet.
To take the pledge, log on to news18.com, One for Our Planet. Pernod Ricard India presents One for Our Planet in association with News18 Network.